Saturday here at Gen Con 2024 continues, and no Gen Con coverage would be complete without visiting with my friend Tomas from Free League Publishing. And I know my audience is very familiar with Free League Publishing. First of all, Tomas, good to see you once again.
Same, good to see you. Always
Thanks for coming over to the U.S. again to visit with us.
Absolutely. This is the best part of the year.
So let's talk about what's cooking with Free League Publishing. The big release that's flying out of this booth right now is the One Ring Moria Through the Doors of Durin.
Yeah.
I did my review. I remember the title.
Very good.
And it is excellent. So
thank you.
My review is very positive.
Great.
So let's talk a little bit about Moria and maybe what's on the horizon for the One Ring as well as the Lord of the Rings role-playing.
Yep.
Because there's a Moria book for that as well,
yep.
Shadow of Khazad-dûm.
Yep. So both of them are released here today, or yesterday really, but yeah, at Gen Con. So that's finally, I think fans have been waiting for this one for years. From even before our edition of the core game.
Right.
So that's amazing. And I think it turned out beautifully. I think Gareth did a fantastic job writing it, and the artist did beautiful art maps, and it just came together so well. So that's
I'll be talking to Gareth in a few moments. We're going to get into a bit more detail about Moria. And one of the things, in my opinion, that really stood out is how he filled in a lot of blanks to the minds of Moria, because Tolkien's works doesn't have a lot of detail.
Right.
And it's just, there's so much going on, but Gareth does bring across that it is a void. It's a land of death.
Yeah.
It's not a metropolis that's active or anything like that, but it's not empty.
Yeah, there are things there, and I think he does an amazing job of using what was there from Tolkien, so he's very respectful to that. So we're absolutely not changing anything or doing something that is not in line with what Tolkien wrote, but still fleshing it out, making it a playable place. And I think he did a phenomenal job with it.
And I've got to say, the One Ring, both first and second edition, so with Cubicle 7 games, they're not entertainment anymore, it's games, and Free League Publishing, it's always been very much in tune with the Tolkien. Yeah. It's not sort of like, it's Dungeons and Dragons meets Middle-earth. No, it is Middle-earth.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to, Francesco Nepitel's the core game design. He designed the first edition and the second.
Yes.
That it's very much picks up on all of the themes of friendship and hope versus shadow, and all of that is in the game and in the rules. So it really brings out all of those themes in a really beautiful way.
You also have a couple of Twilight 2000 releases, and I know from a previous interview we did, it's near and dear to your heart.
It is, yeah. Those are, we got out Hostile Waters and the Black Madonna now, just a few weeks back. The Black Madonna part of the original Kickstarter for the core game, actually. So that took a bit of time, but now it's out. So, yeah, both of them, especially Hostile Waters, I was very much involved in. Black Madonna, I was the editor, written by Frank Frey, who wrote the original Black Madonna back in the 80s.
Yes, together with GDW.
Yeah. And so it was so great to have him back on that. And he had some help with our military consultant, Chris Keelings, who did a fantastic job on the Black Madonna. And Chris Lights is the lead writer with me for Hostile Waters. So it's just, it's definitely a personal, passion project.
Right. Like I said, it's near and dear to you.
It is.
You really wanted to go the extra mile with the. I want to say it's the 4th edition of the game, isn't it?
I guess it is the 4th edition. That's what we usually call it, depending on how you count things. But yes, we usually say it's the 4th edition. Yeah, and those boxed sets, both of them are boxed sets and have lots of cool stuff, the maps, the counters, and and I think they came together really nicely.
And stay tuned, I will have video coverage of both those box sets very shortly. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other items you want to talk about? Because I know you're pressed for time. We're a little pressed for time.
I think there's a lot, but those are the big ones.
I'm really excited to see what you guys do with the new edition of Coriolis.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of folks out there are as well, because it looks like it's going to have a bit different tone.
A little bit. I mean, it's the same universe.
Yes.
But yeah, the tone it's a little bit less because we're leaving the fairly civilized Third Horizon into a new horizon, the Lost Horizon, which is much more unexplored. So it has a heavier focus on survival and exploration than perhaps the original Coriolis game had.
A little less like political intrigue.
A little less.
More...
The intrigue is there, the factors are there, but it's more, a little bit more in the background, and the gameplay focus is a little bit more on the exploration part. But it's still the same universe, and I think I mean it's been around now. First edition released in 2017, so it's weird. It's come a long way since then, and we felt it was time. The whole Mercy of the Icons campaign, the trilogy is completed, so it's kind of time. Also because there were some monumental events happening in that campaign.
Yes.
So after that, we felt it's time to move into the new chapter for Coriolis.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any other final items you want to share with the audience?
Of course, we just announced the new edition of the Alien RPG, so that's happening.
Right, yes.
That's happening. So that's going to be very interesting. We're just moving into that now, and not only a second edition, also a new cinematic box set called Rapture Protocol. That I think we play tested it during the spring internally and just had a blast. Also adding miniature support for the game, so it's going to be pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, don't want to forget to mention Blade Runner is excellent.
We're doing the Replicant Rebellion book right now.
Right.
So that's that's what I'm working on mostly right now. So that's going to be really cool to get that done. Me and Joe LaFavi are writing it, and it's coming together pretty nicely.
Well, you've done very, very well with what you've released already.
Thank you.
Tomas, thank you very much
Thanks
for meeting
again.
with us. Like I said, it's crazy busy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you took some time out to talk.
Great. All right.
Have fun.
Yeah. Thanks.